Welcome back to Sports Talk with Dad. As always, my name is Kyle, and I cannot call this Sports Talk with Dad without the man sitting next to me. A man who, at this point, bleeds Diet Coke. My dad, Tim.
I could probably take it through an IV. It's going to be coming out of me for years after I'm gone.
Very true.
Your eyes are a little watery.
My eyes are very watery right now. They are.
Want to tell the audience why?
No,
Oh, we need to.
I don't want to.
So, for some silly reason, you come up with these traditions you have on shows. Ours is also, for some reason, it came up to be, we had these smelling salts.
Yeah.
We do it before the show.
Yep.
Every episode.
Yep.
We're out of them now,
Right.
but we had a little bottle.
Yeah.
I kept mine way far away. What did you do?
Well, it wasn't very strong. And I was like, I just want to get that burst of energy before we start the show. And the thing shot up my nostril. And we got to get going on the show. It's that time. So we got to move. So if you hear me go coughing a little bit throughout this show, or you see tears come down my eye, one, it's tears of sadness. Two, it's tears just from this. And it's tears of sadness because you change my opinion on something.
You hate it when I do that.
And I'm not happy about it, but we're not talking about that yet. What we are talking about is the swing off in the All-Star game. We have been preaching this for 3 years now, 4 years now, and finally it is coming to fruition.
It was literally something we talked about on our very first episode.
Yes.
And the All-Star game ended 9-9. Didn't look like, or ended tied after 9 innings.
Yep.
Didn't look like it was going to end up that way, but it did. So they did.
Yeah, what a comeback from the AL. I literally stopped watching it because it's 6-0 in like the 7th or 8th. And I'm like, it's over. I'm going to go to bed. I all of a sudden get a text. I don't really pay attention. I'm half asleep. I get another text. I'm like, what is going on? And then I get a call from you.
Yes.
Are you watching this right now? And I'm like, what are you talking about? The All-Star game. I'm like, it's over. He's like, no, turn it on now. And I'm so glad you did it because we got to see a swing off.
2 teams of 3. Managers picked their top 3 guys and went out to have a swing off.
Yes.
Obviously, the stars were out of the game, so you weren't going to see Aaron Judge in this, but Schwarber was in it. It was the best way to end a game I can imagine having.
It was perfect.
Yeah. It was over quickly, 10 minutes or so.
Yep.
They should do this for the end of every tie game in regulation season.
3 swings. That's all you got.
3 swings per player.
That's it. That's what we've been saying.
Yep.
I said 6 balls, swings, whatever. 3 swings per player. This test worked. It proved people were excited. Did you see the ratings report as soon as it announced that they were going to a swing off? I am not the only person that got a call from somebody in their life that said, you need to turn on the TV now.
It was the most... People get upset about shootouts in hockey. I love them.
They're perfect.
This was so entertaining. You were on the edge of your seat wondering who was going to win. Was the final guy going to get, for the AL, going to get to bat? He didn't. It was a perfect way to end a game.
Yeah, the reason he didn't is because it was over.
Yeah, Schwarber hit
3 for 3.
back.
3 for 3 to win it for the National League. Can you imagine? I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Can you imagine Game 7 of a World Series, and that's how it ends?
Okay, and I'll admit, I hated that idea when you first brought it up to me. After seeing this, it would be an iconic way to end a World Series.
Baseball needs to de-evolve in a lot of ways, but this is the small change you can make that brings people back in. Their ratings spiked by almost 3 points in the swing off. Now, I don't agree with doing it right after the 9th inning.
No, we had talked about the 12th. I think you could put that to the 11th.
I think you could put in the 10th if you really wanted to. Or not the 10th, the 11th.
Yeah,
the 10th would be the extra inning. You were right. Sorry. I agree with you. I think this should be the 11th inning. The 10th inning, you give them another chance. Get rid of the stupid ghost runner.
Oh.
I'm tired of it.
That's-
Yes, it is. I don't care if somebody's on base or not. That's called a ghost runner.
That's something you do when you're playing wiffle ball in the backyard and you
Right.
only have 3 guys.
Get rid of it. Let them play one more inning of baseball. See if it ends. Same thing as overtime in soccer or in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
You give the guys a chance, and then you have your shootout.
Right.
Which is exactly what this is. Your swing off. This is perfect, and you need to move forward with this immediately.
Fans will not leave the stands if it's a close game.
They're going to be more engaged if it's a close game, hoping that the swing off is going to happen, which again, we have been saying for 4 years. I'm so happy it got to that point. I got to see perfection in baseball.
I give credit to them for commissioner, whoever decided to do this. It was a brilliant thing to do.
Yep.
There should never be a tie in an all-star game, and you shouldn't go through your entire roster just playing the game out.
Right.
A perfect way to end it. Bring this to the regular season, and let's end every game this way if it's a tie after 10 innings.
I agree. You also did change my opinion. These are definitely still tears from the smelling salts here, but you changed my opinion on one thing specifically. I was a big call for robot umps if you get it down. I know we're a long way away from it, but it could happen. You completely changed my opinion watching the All-Star game, seeing it live in action in professional baseball, tapping on the hat, calling for pitches, seeing if they're going to call it or not. It is a perfect way to play baseball. Baseball also, by the way, got rid of, for the most part at least, that stupid box they have up there.
It's very faint if it's there at all.
It needs to go away completely.
Yes.
I noticed the feint after the first few pitches, and I hated it. I don't mind putting the ball where the ball was.
Sure.
That's fine. I still think that's stupid. I just want to watch the game. But it made it more enjoyable. It really did. Like, okay, I like watching this because I'm just watching baseball now. The trick is with balls and strikes, you used to actually have to know the game to argue if there was a ball or a strike.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it tells you on this screen if it's a ball or a strike, and it's not right all the time. It was still wrong half the time last night. That Hawkeye isn't perfect, though.
No, it's not. There was one call that I questioned during the All-Star game. I think Hawkeye got that wrong.
Well, here's my question, though. Because it depends where the ball was crossing the plate.
Right.
Because if they're going off of the front of the plate, it was a little off because it was touching the strike zone at that point, not fully in it, which Hawkeye, by the way, said it was fully in. I didn't think that.
Yeah.
But if you're going off the front of the plate, then it was a pretty accurate call for the most part. You were getting mad because you said it hadn't crossed the plate, and so you believe it's the center of the plate.
Well, when I was watching the game, it is where it crosses the plate, but I think a lot of times the cameras react to what the catcher's doing, and they don't register immediately as it crosses the plate. It goes past it a little ways, then it registers.
So what's your argument to this then? Because I'm still confused at what your argument was.
I don't mind the fact that they're going to have challenge calls, and that it's just the batter or the catcher, or the pitcher that can make the challenge. I don't mind that at all.
Can the pitcher make a challenge?
I think so.
Okay.
I just want them to they're going to have to narrow down Hawkeye because the strike zone should be from the letters to the knees.
Right.
That's what it should be, and they've got to adjust it for the different heights of guys.
They're shrinking it.
They're shrinking it a lot, and I think over time it's going to be expanded. They've got to load every single batter in there because you've got guys from Aaron Judge down to guys who are like 5'8". Big variance. And so Hawkeye's got to be adjusted, and I think it will be over time. I have no problem with the challenge system. I had a huge problem with they're going to call every ball and strike by robot. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
The umpires are too good.
I agree with you. You changed my opinion last year on it. You fully changed my opinion with this now. The only thing is, because this is where it's going to be different than tennis. Tennis, it's in or out no matter what. This is you really do have to judge by the player. And even if you load every player in, there's call-ups in September. Are you going to load all those guys in? And you can't just put in 5'8" is this, 5'9", up to 6'4" is this, because some people have longer torsos. Some people have longer legs. It should be close,
It will be close, and it
But
just
there's
has-
going to be
it
differences.
does just have to, as they say, it paints the black. It's just got to touch that line, and it'll be a strike. Greg Maddux was the professor for a reason.
Yeah.
He was the best ever at that. It's going to be interesting to see. I wish more guys would go back to being a pitcher rather than just a thrower. We saw all sorts of throwers in the All-Star game. I think that's a big problem in baseball, personally.
You're starting to see a change as younger generations come up. That the Miz, whatever his name is,
Mhm.
he was still throwing, but he had a couple extra pitches on him
Right.
all of a sudden. But if he keeps throwing the way he does, his arm's not going to last unless he's a freak of nature.
And maybe he is.
He could be, but again, he'd be 1 in 100 that
It'd
can
be him and
actually throw
Nolan
that
Ryan.
hard and last.
Yeah, it'd be him and Nolan Ryan.
Right. I mean, the joints were dipped in the river Styx by the gods, and we just don't know if that's true about him yet. We won't know for another few years. Pitchers need to be pitchers again. It was frustrating not last night, but during the All-Star game, still seeing everybody trying to hit home runs.
Rather than just playing baseball and
Right.
trying to move a batter around or trying to steal a base or do whatever. Play the game.
Baseball used to have to be a really intelligent game where strategy really came into play. Football was the smash mouth game,
Football is checkers. Baseball was always chess.
but it started to reverse now.
Yeah.
Football, there's so much strategy in a football game now when it comes to routes, when it comes to running, when it comes to how the offensive line does things. Baseball has really gone to we're just going to throw as hard as we can and swing as hard as we can.
Right. And we're going to have
It's a caveman game.
We don't care if they strike out. You've got to get back, and they will. I'm going to change the subject a little bit. Did you know, speaking of the Brewers and the Miz, tonight is a very important night for anybody that lives in Milwaukee, as we do. They are going for their 12th straight win.
Okay.
And this is a tradition that dates back to the 1950s. There's a restaurant, diner type restaurant in Milwaukee called George Webb's. They've said forever, if the Braves or if the Brewers win 12 in a row, we'll give a free hamburger to everybody who comes in. First time I ever saw it happen was in 1987, where the Brewers won the first 13 games of the year. And everybody got a hamburger. The last time it happened, I think, was in 2018, when the Brewers had a big run at the end of the year and through the playoffs. They went through 90,000 hamburgers that day.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Is
And-
George Webb from Milwaukee?
That the restaurant's based here.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause they're everywhere
You-
now.
I was going to say, you've never seen a George Webb?
I ate at one in Florida once. I've seen them here, but I
didn't
never.
know- I didn't know they were in Florida. They're a lot like, for those of you around the country, they're our version of the Waffle House.
Or Denny's.
Or Denny's or whatever. They're a diner. And it's great food. And the hamburgers are great. But if the Brewers win, I will be going to George Webb tomorrow.
I guess I will be too. Well, does it go through tomorrow or
They win tonight. The free
Tomorrow's free
hamburgers are tomorrow.
hamburgers.
So that's a great local. I mean,
go Brewers?
every team's got their own little thing. This has been around since the 1950s when the Braves were here. I love that the tradition still goes on.
That's crazy.
So I'm rooting for the Brewers tonight.
I guess I am too.
I like free hamburgers.
Are they good hamburgers? I mean, they're free. Who cares?
No, they're good. They're a diner hamburger.
I've had brunch there once. I was like, it's diner food.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I'll eat it. I like their hamburgers.
That's fair. Hey, I'm in for anything free. Something else amazing is going on right now that I'm very excited about. Football season has finally started. By the way, the one reason I don't hope the Brewers win
Why?
is because their little winning streak that they have going on puts them one spot ahead of the Cubs. They were 5 games back at the All-Star break, and now they're 1 game ahead of the Cubs.
The little Milwaukee Brewers have the best record in all of baseball right now. Here's why I hope it does go on all the rest of the season with the Brewers and the Cubs. This is a perfect illustration of another thing we've said since the day we started this show. Baseball, now that they're playing softball in both leagues with the DH, it's time to break up the divisions and have 5 3-team divisions, and only the winners of the divisions go to the playoffs.
You need to see that come back into play, because if it was just the winners, people would pay closer attention. Right now, I don't care, because if the Cubs lose, it's a wild card.
Right.
You're still in the playoffs. We'll pay attention when the playoffs come around. That's what football is in a lot of ways now. You watch the games for fantasy and stuff like that, but it really only starts to matter around playoff time, especially with the 7th seed in there now. Who cares?
Right.
Half the league gets in. Baseball's the same way now, and it sucks.
Baseball always had to be, you had to win to get in.
That's why you always celebrated as much as you did winning
Yeah.
your division, because it meant something. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
And I would love to see can you imagine? It would actually turn into a rivalry if it comes down to the last week and it's the Brewers and the Cubs. Only one of them is going to make the playoffs.
Right. That's what made the Yankees and Red Sox such a big rivalry.
I remember a year where it was the Dodgers and the Astros. Both had, I think, 100 wins.
Yeah.
And only one got in, or maybe it was the Dodgers and Giants. Only one got in. And everybody said, well, the other should have gotten in. No, they didn't win.
Right.
That's what makes baseball unique.
2 best records in baseball, only one gets in because they're in the same division.
Yeah, and it happens once in a while.
Right. And we need to go back to that. We really, really do. And you and I have talked about the 5 3-team divisions. It makes it competitive across the league. The Cubs and the Brewers, in my opinion, would not be in the same division at that point. Because I think one of the perfect divisions is the Brewers, Twins, and Blue Jays in a division. And then the Cubs would be with the Cardinals and the White Sox.
Which would be a great division because the Cubs and White Sox, it would force the White Sox to get more competitive. Cubs and Cardinals are ancient rivals.
On one side. I mean, normally it's...
Yeah, the Cardinals are the hammer
to the Cubs being the nail. We think it's a rivalry.
We would watch across all divisions because they'd all be interesting.
Right.
And you don't have that now.
You don't. So you need to go to this, bring the swing off in. I think that's going to happen now. It's only a matter of time. The new collective bargaining agreement is coming up soon. That will be part of that collective bargaining agreement, bringing that in. If they don't get locked out. I mean, we're talking 2 sports where lockouts could be happening very, very soon.
If baseball locks out, they've given themselves such a black eye.
They're going to be locked out.
It would be the stupidest thing they'd ever allowed to happen. I know they're going to because it's baseball.
Well, the problem is they're going to start fighting over a salary cap. That's a big conversation. The owners clearly want it.
Sure. Owners need to agree to a salary basement first.
There has to be a salary basement. And that's where the players will start to come to the table, is if you say there's a salary basement to this, and then the salary cap is bigger, now all of a sudden there's a bigger conversation.
And wean in that salary cap over 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Right. You start super high.
Well,
and then you start to bring it down.
You start with Ohtani.
Yeah.
And it backs down from there.
I mean, Ohtani's not even getting paid that much now. I mean, they'll still play salary cap games. Like Ohtani, he's getting $2 million this year. So if you actually look from a salary cap, he doesn't hurt that much against the cap. You'd have to get rid of this deferring payment thing on top of it. Otherwise, they'll just defer payments all the time.
They'll figure it out. But first and foremost, you got to put the basement in first.
You do.
Before anything else starts.
That's what football did.
Yeah.
The Jags were really taking advantage of being a low salary, so they put in a basement and said you have to spend X amount of your cap within a 4-year period.
Okay. You brought up football. I have a question for you.
All right.
What do you think the absolute toughest division in football is going to be this year? I've got 3 divisions that are competing for the title.
All right. What are your 3 divisions?
AFC North.
Yeah.
NFC North. AFC West.
You don't think the NFC East is competing for one of the best divisions?
No, I don't, because I don't think the Giants are that strong. Look, they've got 2 good teams. They've got Washington and they've got Philadelphia. I don't think Dallas is going to do anything this year, and I don't think the Giants are going to be that good. The NFC North has a chance to have all 4 teams be. I know. Look, did you watch? You never watched my shorts that I sent you.
I do watch some of them. I don't watch the 500 you send to me at midnight because for whatever reason you don't sleep.
I don't send them to you at midnight. They're usually about 1 o'clock. And I don't send you 500. But this was a very good one.
I'll count them.
So there's a video that came out last year. Do you know what the Packers drop percentage was last year?
I don't. It was probably 1,000 per throw. I don't know.
7.1%.
Dang.
As compared to the Lions, which was 2.1. So what is that? 3 times plus 3.5 times larger.
Almost 4 times, yeah.
Philadelphia, 1.8, which is insane. That's really good.
Well, they have 2 outstanding receivers
Right.
and a back that catches it out of the
The
backfield.
league average was 4.7.
That's why the Packers drafted Matthew Golden
What?
to help with the drop rate.
His drop rate in college was 9.8.
It
Over.
was 9.4,
Okay.
to be fair.
Maybe I'll lie for 0.4. Last year, I think he was in 6 point something.
6.5.
Yeah, that's not making your case for why we drafted Matthew Golden.
He's fast.
Yes.
He's good. Here's the thing with Matthew Golden is with the ball in his hands, he's one of the most dangerous players on the field. He just has to catch the ball. We got another Clifford Franklin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all this team is a bunch of Clifford Franklins. They can run past you like anybody else, but they're not going to catch the damn ball. We need to get Gene Hackman out there with all the stick 'em
you can find
and just put it on the hands and make it stick.
the Fred Biletnikoff way of
Whatever
catching
it
balls.
takes, man. We got to
Okay.
get these guys catching the damn ball.
So back to my question. Toughest division in football.
It's not the NFC North. It's not in contention. One, you have the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. We have no idea what J.J. McCarthy is going to be. All signs point to it's not going to be a good scenario. There's going to be growing pains. Maybe he gets better at the end of the year. I doubt it. The Packers, I'm nervous they don't make the playoffs this year.
We've talked about that.
You have Jordan Love, who's great. Because if you take, I mean, that goes into what I've always said. Jordan Love's stats last year are very deceiving
Because of the number
because
of
of
drops.
how many drops happened. He was put in terrible situations because second down passes were dropped on a regular basis. Third down passes were dropped on a regular basis. And it put him in these weird situations where he has to bomb the ball down the field. Wicks can't catch anything. Watson drops the ball all the time.
Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs doesn't even know where he is because of how many concussions he has had. We have nobody that catches the ball. When it comes to the Bears, we have no idea what the Bears are going to be. And the Lions, we have no idea what the Lions are going to be this year.
Side note, chasing a squirrel for a moment. Jared Goff is the human of the year.
You sent me this.
Jared Goff, for those of you who haven't seen it, is donating his entire bonus, $15.9 million plus, to a homeless shelter in Detroit to build 150 units or 300 beds or whatever for the homeless. He is the humanitarian of the year.
He'll win the Walter Payton Award.
I mean,
I mean, he donated $15.6 million. His entire signing bonus.
nobody does that.
No.
15.9.
15.9. Okay, even better. I mean, every dime he got from that signing bonus has been given away
Great guy. Okay.
to homeless
so
shelters in Detroit.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think the Lions, this is the last year of their window.
Well, that's not true. It depends. Last year was the last year of their window. It depends if Hawkinson comes back stronger. It depends on the running game.
You've got a
being
lot of
strong.
contracts that are going to start to come up. Jared Goff has, this is his last or second to last year. So I think their window is closing. The Bears is just opening with Ben Johnson. We'll see what they are.
Is it opening? We don't know if there's any opening.
We'll see what they are this year. I think they're going to be better, markedly better. The Packers, they're either going to be great or they're going to clean house next year. And the Vikings are up in the air. I still can't believe they're going with McCarthy personally. I think the toughest division, certainly from a coaching standpoint, is the AFC West.
Who do you got?
You got
Jim
Harbaugh, you've got Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Pete Carroll. Those are
A lot of good coaches.
four great coaches.
But you have Geno Smith, who's going to be what he is. You have Justin Herbert, where people keep talking about Herbert as this great quarterback. Herbert hasn't done anything. He's lost in the playoffs. That's all he's done.
He better
Congratulations,
do
Chargers. You got your new Phillip Rivers and ugly uniforms for the first time in your history.
Phillip Rivers is better than Herbert, just for the record right now.
How?
I think he's a better quarterback than Herbert is at this point in their careers.
It's It's possible he's been to an AFC championship. Herbert hasn't won in the playoffs yet.
And why are the Chargers? I'm hoping it's just the alternate uniform because they have the best uniforms in football.
All yellows are terrible.
They look like banana ball.
They look really, really bad. I mean, if any team can pull it off and look good, it's the Chargers.
Pittsburgh.
I don't know why Pittsburgh keeps doing it to themselves.
I didn't think you could get worse than the Bumblebee. I think they've done it.
I text him late one night. I said, the Steelers have officially found a uniform worse than the Bumblebee. He's like, there's nothing worse than the Bumblebee. I send him the message. He's like, damn, they found a jersey worse than the Bumblebee.
Did.
These are bad, especially with the yellow helmet. With the black helmet, I don't think it would have been as bad. If they would have went black helmet, black pants, I think it would have been better. But yellow helmet, yellow ugly jerseys, and brown pants.
Yeah, it's not good. Packers release their alternate tomorrow.
Yeah, 23rd.
Wednesday. My fingers are crossed, and that's it. There's been rumors. We don't know what it's going to be yet. But I'm hoping for a...
I hope it's an all black.
I've heard they may go... Which was the team last year? I think it was in college, where they airbrush.
Illinois did it.
Yeah, so it looks like a leather helmet.
That would be cool.
That would be cool compared to what the Packers have done in the past.
Yes.
But
they're still going to be bad.
What's your pick? We've gone down several squirrel trails.
I mean, it's not the NFC North. The NFC East depends what the Cowboys do. I think the Giants are going to be better with Russell Wilson. The Commanders are going to take a step back. That's the only thing. They are going to take a step back. The NFC South is going to be the NFC South. But that could be a surprising division.
Not up and
the
down.
Saints aren't going to be great. The Buccaneers, talk about a window. They're right there. Bryce Young started to look better last year.
It's not the best division in football. Which one is?
It's not the NFC West.
Reel him in.
I'm looking. It's definitely between the AFC North and the AFC West. You'd have to say AFC West, right? Because the Browns, you don't know what you're getting. You're getting a Joe Flacco,
and
who's not going to be
he's not
anything special. He's 41 years old, and there's talk Shador might not make the roster.
Look, Cleveland, I look at as the possible landing spot for Nick Saban next year and Arch Manning.
It could be. I mean, I feel bad for the coach. I mean, they can fire Matt LaFleur in Green Bay and bring in Stefanski. I'll take the upgrade all day long.
That's what I.
So I guess you have to say the AFC West just because you have some more. But again, you don't know what Geno Smith's going to be. You don't know if Bo Nix is going to take step back or not. And I'm just not a huge believer in Justin Herbert right now.
Certainly the best four head coaches.
Best four head coaches, but if you look at the AFC North, we have Lamar Jackson, who took huge steps in his passing game last year. He is officially a top 3 quarterback in this league. You have Joe Burrow, who can walk on water, and you have Aaron Rodgers.
And Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's in the AFC East.
Yeah.
And you have Aaron Rodgers, who...
Yeah. But then you have Cleveland, which has nobody.
The Raiders don't have anybody. You're basing the Raiders all off of Pete Carroll.
I am, because he's a great coach.
But could you put Geno Smith on any other team and think that they had a solid quarterback?
He's been completely serviceable the last couple of years. I think Pete will get...
He's serviceable, but you don't have anything else around him.
Pete will get something out of him.
Pete likes Geno.
Yeah.
He brought him to Seattle.
He did. I think I think the Raiders are going to be better next year.
Okay. You can't be much worse.
I never challenge worse, because worse will drop on your head. You're right. But I think they're going to be a 6 or 7 win team.
It's not good.
No, but it's not bad.
Who do you think's going to have the better record, the Raiders or the Browns?
Raiders.
By how much? What do you think the Browns are going to be?
2 to 3 games.
You think the Browns are going to win 4 games this year?
4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think unless Flacco just comes out of the woodwork and has a great season, they're a mess.
Only a quarterback.
Yeah, the most important position.
And they might not be a mess. I still think Shador is going to show up.
He's $1 million arm, 10-cent head so far in his pro career.
He's listened to the wrong people.
Yeah.
The Legends thing was dumb. His dad didn't help.
Yeah. He needs to just shut up and play.
He's starting to. His teammates seem to love him, which is the most important thing.
Yes, if they respect him, he's going to get a shot.
He seems to be hardworking there. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in this league. Will he be a top 5 quarterback in the league ever? I don't know.
Okay.
But I think he's a starter in this league. And don't be surprised if the NFC South is a lot better than people think. People are touting the NFC North as this great division. It's not.
It could be.
It's not going
It
to
could be. You got 2 teams in the South.
People are used to the NFC North being great because the Packers are always good.
Atlanta and Tampa will be an interesting thing to watch.
Don't write off the Panthers. Bryce Young took strides last year
I'll write off the Panthers.
that made him look like an NFL quarterback.
One more football thing, and baseball actually.
Okay.
But so Washington needs a new football stadium. We've been very open on this show about how they should bring back the logo. The family of the designer wants it back. The Native Americans, the Indians want it back.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Right.
The family wants Redskins back because
the family, the Blackfeet family.
Yeah, because Redskins is an Indian Native American term.
Correct.
They used it first.
Correct.
However,
yeah, there's writings that go back to a letter. That's where the name comes from.
A letter from a chief to a general, and he referred to themselves as a Redskins.
Right.
We don't talk politics on this show.
So why are you going down this road?
Inserted itself.
It didn't.
It did.
Not into our show.
Well,
you're choosing to insert it into our show.
Just because I think it's interesting. I don't think it was necessarily appropriate, but the president's weighed in saying no federal funds unless you bring back the logo.
Why? They don't get federal funds.
Well,
It's state funds.
It's going to be federal.
Moving to Virginia, it's state funds.
Yes, but they'll still be federal. They're looking at federal land. They're looking at a couple things. I just am glad I'm glad the pressure on the cancel culture is going the other way and that pendulum sliding back. We need to reinstate what was lost during the cancel culture, like the Cleveland Indians. I'm not saying Chief Wahoo, but the Indians' name was to honor the Indian players that were on that team.
They're
and they should be brought back.
For those of you that don't know, I'm sure you've heard us tell this story several times now. The Indian name actually came from, they were the first team to have an Indian player on their team. And then they had 3. And one of the players said, we might as well call ourselves the damn Indians at this point. And that's exactly what they did. They went from spiders to Indians in honor of the fact that they had 3 Indian players on their team.
Yeah, who also had to be 3 of the best players on that team.
They were all starters.
Yeah.
I think 2 of them were starters. One of them was a bench guy, but he still made the 25-man roster.
Exactly. But I just think it's
the logo needs to come back in Washington.
It does.
The logo is classic. It was designed by an Indian, a Blackfeet chief. I don't know why you just don't call them the Washington Blackfeet and call it a day.
Hey,
you can't keep taking away Native American symbols because then nobody's going to know they ever existed.
Right. The minute you try to erase history is when you're destined to repeat it. And
nobody ever thought Washington Redskins was a terrible name until I was a kid.
Till the cancel culture came around.
I mean, that's a pretty new thing.
It was a bunch of angry white suburban women who wanted to feel bad on behalf of other people. Let's just get this
entire show taken off of YouTube.
I'm kidding.
Thanks, Dad.
No, I'm kidding. But it was the name Americans never hated that name, and they loved the logo.
Yes.
And it was a sad day.
The same thing happened in South Dakota when South Dakota changed their name. I still call them the South Dakota Sioux.
Fighting Sioux.
That's all I've ever known them as.
Yeah.
But now they're not that anymore. And the Sioux are trying to get the name back on the university.
There was a vote. There were 3 tribes that made up the Fighting Sioux.
Correct.
2 voted for it. 1 abstained, but they had to be unanimous to keep the name.
Right.
I hope they bring it back because I love the Florida Seminoles. The Fighting Illini.
Yeah. Chief Illini is back now.
Yes. So I love when we celebrate Native American heritage because they were the warriors. They fought to survive every single day, and we should honor those people.
Well, it's not derogatory.
Not at all.
There are some.
Sir,
Chief Wahoo pushed the limit a little bit.
That's why I said we're not bringing Chief Wahoo back.
That one came on a line there. But the name was never meant to be
No.
derogatory. It was actually in honor of the fact that they had 3 Indian players on their team. The Redskins was never a name that was thought of as being derogatory for the longest time. The logo is amazing.
Yes. It was on, I mean, it's really close to what used to be on the nickel when we had Indian head
Oh, yeah.
nickels. It was very close to that, but it was designed by a Blackfoot chief who was so
Blackfeet chief.
Blackfeet chief, who was so proud of that.
Yeah.
And his family wants it back and has sued to try to get it back, and I hope they win.
I hope so too. If you're worried about it, just go back to being the Washington football team, bring back the logo, and call it a day. I don't think you're ever going to get Redskins to come back.
As long as the logo comes back, I think that is going more than halfway.
If you watch, it was funny going to a Cleveland game because I went not this year, but the year before. All the stuff anybody owned was Indians. There was no Guardian stuff at all. They were all wearing Indian gear.
Somebody came out in Cleveland and said, "Oh, nobody even talks about the Indians. It's all the Guardians." It was on X, and they got bombarded. No, we don't. We are it was Indians everywhere.
They're the Cleveland Indians.
They will always be the Cleveland Indians.
I could see Indians and Redskins coming back at some point in the next 10 years.
I hope so.
The big thing I'm worried about is losing that logo in Washington because that is history. And it's Native American history. It's Blackfeet history. And you've erased it.
You just had my last word, so we'll end it there tonight.
But we got to get a last word because you cannot have a conversation with your dad without your father getting the last word, so it is all you.
Okay, baseball. We had a great show, and we've talked about the Native American logos coming back, but baseball. The swing-off needs to be the official way you end tie games after 10 innings. Have a swing-off, have a home run derby, and then finally, it's time to break up the divisions and have 5 3-team divisions. One would be the Yankees, the Mets, and Boston. Remake the National American Leagues because it's really time to do something drastic to save baseball.
Couldn't have had a better last word myself. Thank you, as always, so much for watching. This has been Sports Talk with Dad. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.